In 1967, I have to have prescription to go to army. Because my coach was organizing for me to stay in the state, because I was a national team. So we start to training for the Olympic Games 4 years before. And then it started the war in the Middle East, 6-day war, 1967. And I was sent to the sergeant school, nuclear rocket weaponry. In Latvia, I got a position, senior sergeant in a special squad who was, supply the fuel for the nuclear rockets. And what it's more, we connect the warheads, that's, nuclear atomic warheads, and we fill it up, the nuclear rockets, with fuel. And we was waiting for the order from Kremlin and get the target to shoot. This was how we was calling 5 minutes preparation. We was all stunned, but we can't do nothing. Thanks God, we didn't receive the targets, and we have a luck, but nobody was killed, and this, the war, it didn't start. So after the army, I come back to Russia, and we start thinking what we're gonna do. So we start to organize a band, 6 pieces band plus a separate singer, and we start to advertising for the gigs. And I was, very good in singing Vladimir Vysotsky. I was a big fan of him, and I was, actually had approximately the same voice. Я вышел просто погулять, вздохнуть всей грудью освежить. So I started to sing these songs and other songs, and we get very popular. Быстрее решил я возвратиться. But it was a problem, because every day to be on stage like in Moldova, it was very dangerous. Dangerous in a way, because the girls was attacking you. You become a star. They don't need a big star, you become a star. It was amazing. So my mother said, Alex, you have to stop it. You have to find a girl permanently, not have to, every day new girls. And sometimes even you ask me, who called? You can't remember who is this. And then on one gig, I met my wife, to-be. She was, a young, beautiful girl. We started dating, in a month's time, I say, would you marry me? And she was, stunned and say, yes. And we went married.
A kalte Nacht, an Nebeldicken, finster im Tim. Steht ein Jüngerle vor der Euer, tinken sich Harim. Fin Regen schützt im
I was very, very lucky to have my wife like she was. And I had 2 boys, Mark and Arthur. But in the early 70s, the president of Russia became Leonid Brezhnev, and the president let, people more freely out. And a lot of people start to live in Russia. Freeness for the country. The people become more relaxed, become living a little bit better, but it was a huge corruption. We start to feeling changing what's going on in the country. Corruption was through the wall, from the bottom to the top, the government. It was very, very difficult to raise a family. And we decided to leave Russia and move to Israel. In about 2-3 weeks, I straight away found a job and went to working for manufacturer Tadiran, who was doing new refrigeration. In probably 2 months' time, I become supervisor there, and went a partner to a restaurant, small restaurant. This was a big thing. Particularly, I started playing with the top musicians in Israel, and playing all restaurants. And I become very much, again in favor, because I was singing songs for Vladimir Vysotsky, and people come to listening from all over the state. So I working very hard in the factory, play in the restaurant, have my own restaurant, and didn't scare to do anything what is possible to do. My main thing, I want to be in the entertainment industry. But Israel was a difficult and small place, and only Russian restaurants can accommodate me with my art. And we decided to moving overseas to Austria. When we moved to Austria, I didn't know nothing how we're gonna survive there. I just say, we go and I will do everything in my power to get you guys, my sons and my wife, what I think you deserve. We come to Austria. It was very difficult time as well. It was nearly winter. One day I was going home, and we was living in the second Bezirk in Vienna. And I went and stopped to phone call to my wife. So I pick up the phone and I start to speak in Russian. And the gentleman who was standing behind me say, you speak German? I say, yes, I speak German. And you speak Russian? I say, yes, I speak Russian. Would you be in a movie? He say, we need, a Russian soldier in this, series. It's called Ringstrasse Palais. So we went, and he say, will be the set here, and it was a full street, make it like after the World War II. And he say, you have to drive here from this corner to this corner, stay here. And can you speak loudly in Russian? I say, yes, of course. The lady will call you and ask you, can you wait for her? And you have to tell her something. I don't know what you're gonna tell her. I say, no problem.
Ich trag schnell rauf, weil die Taschen, die brauch ich.
Wart's ein bisschen, ich komm gleich wieder. Хорошо?
У нас есть время. Да мы ждем.
So from that film, it's called Ringstrasse Palais, I moved to another film. It's called The God Does Not Believe in Us Anymore. It was a feature film, black and white, and Axel Corti was working on this, and he, took me to be a translator. Axel Corti noticed my, involvement, and I was actually every day on this set. I get very, close with Armin Müller-Stanley, and we had a chat, and he said to me, "You gonna stay in Austria?" I say, "I don't know." All right, Axel want me to go to Baden and study acting. Any other country you want to go? And I say, look, I'm looking to Australia. And he said to me, it's a very good country. It's a beautiful country. I've been to Australia. I love it. All right, if you will have a chance to get into Australia, you will never regret it in your life. And I, seriously took it to my mind what maybe is the best thing for us to go to Australia. And we put it in application to Australia.